Alright, for problem 1, we have to find the area of a circle with a radius of 17.3. So we're going to plug that into our equation, pi times radius squared. So we're going to take pi times 17.3 squared, and the squared is just squaring the radius, not the entire problem. So we're going to plug that into our calculator and take pi times parentheses 17.3 squared parentheses. And the reason for the parentheses is to clarify that the squared does not apply to the whole problem, but just to the radius itself. And that's going to give us an answer of approximately 940.24. Okay, for our second problem, we define the area of a shaded region with the area of 6. So we're using the same equation that we had before, except this time we're also having to plug in the angles to find the area of just the shaded region. And since we know that we have 137 degrees of the circle, not 360, we just take 137 divided by 360, and then we times that by what we did before, pi times the radius 6 squared. So we're going to plug that into our calculator. And the calculator is blue. So we're going to take 137 divided by 360 times pi, and then take that times parenthesis 6 squared parenthesis. And that's going to give us our answer of approximately 43.039. Okay, for problem 3, we're going to find the area of the shaded region. And we know that the angle of the non-shaded region is 167. So we have to take 360 minus 167 gets us 193. And that's going to be our angle for the shaded region, so we can just find the shaded region now. So we're going to take 193 over 360, then times that by pi, and then times that by a radius of 11 squared. So we're just going to plug that into our blue calculator. That's going to give us our answer of approximately 203.79. Okay, for problem 4, we need to find the area of the shaded region. And in this case, we have kind of a vertical angles problem. And we know that the two non-shaded regions each have 115 degrees as theirs. So we know if we take those two combined, which is 230, and we minus it off, we have the two shaded regions left. And that's going to give us our angle total for the shaded regions combined. So we take 360 minus 230 equals 130. And that's going to be our angle measurement for those problems. So we take 130 over 360 times pi, and then times the radius squared, which is 7 squared. Then we're going to plug that into our blue calculator. So we're going to take 130 divided by 360 times pi times parenthesis 7 squared parenthesis. That's going to give us our answer of approximately 55.588. Okay, so problem 4. We need to find the area of the shaded region. And we kind of have one complete circle and one half circle. So that means we're going to have, if we draw those out, we're going to have a radius of 16 and a radius of 8. So we're going to draw those out over here, and we have a half circle with a radius of 16. And we have a full circle with a radius of 8. So we're going to have two different equations and add them. So we're going to take a half times pi times the radius squared, which is 16 squared. And the reason why we're doing half is because it's half circle. Then we're going to plus that times pi times the radius 8 squared. And then once we plug that into our calculator, Let's just plug that into our blue calculator. Then we have our answer. So we're just doing the first problem now, and then we're just going to add the second problem. And that's going to give us our final answer. So our final answer ends up being approximately 603.185.